Greetings, my brothers and sisters. One love, one heart, one destiny. I want to start with a tribute to a teacher and let us focus on what the crisis is.
We were saying how very important it is to bring about in the human mind the radical revolution. The crisis is a crisis in consciousness, a crisis that cannot anymore accept the old norms, the old patterns, the ancient traditions. And considering what the world is now, with all the misery, conflict, destructive brutality, aggression, and so on, man is still as he was. Is still brutal, violent, aggressive, acquisitive, competitive. We were saying
When we look at the world with 4.5 billion people have some kind of lifestyle situation with illness, 7 seconds a person dying of smoking related illnesses, 34 children die every day because of poverty and preventable diseases, and 50% of population earn less than $2 a day. In Jamaica, 12,000 people, including over 1,200 children murdered in the past 12 years. 1 out of 4 children living in poverty, and a lot of children, young children, subject to all forms of violence. When you look at all these gory statistics, one thing is clear: nothing was ever normal. Let us look at CriViD Endemic, which is crime and violence disorders. Physical, sexual, emotional violence, and neglect and negligent treatment. 12-year-old shot us featuring all kind of conflicts with law made me wonder what master's tools were never dismantled when master left in 1962. Definitely divide and rule has been effectively used till to date. And education system divides children into traditional high school and junior high, where they will meet other children who have similar problems and are drawn into gangs by recruiters going forward. And justice is ensured for those who can employ a good defense lawyer. Security is as superficial as somebody employing a contract killer to terminate you. Health focused on illness than wellness. The structural violence of monetary, military, missionary, and materialistic system was very clear. Poor parenting practices where physical punishment is condoned and communication is non-existent. Children to be seen, not heard. The phenomenon of battle babies and bounce around children. Poor psychosocial support. 1 out of 4 children living in poverty and having problems becoming parents soon. Adverse childhood experiences and trauma, which involves all kind of abuse, neglect. Children traumatized at home, at schools, and there's a cultural decline. What is in you is not that important. What is on you, what you drive is important than what drives you. And the whole culture of dance, Unidentified, untreated mental disorders. I was pondering if we do have about 800,000 children in Jamaica, 15% of it will be 120,000 might have some kind of mental disorders, and 40,000 of them might have a severe mental disorder. And to contain it, we have 20 clinic sites with only 15 clinicians working exclusively with them. We managed to see under 4,000 children, leaving out 95 plus thousand children at least. And even those don't complete their treatment. Then arrives the COVID pandemic. 569 to date, 9 deaths. I went through similar fear, confusion, and hopefully development. And it gave me time to contemplate what's common between Wuhan and Augustown. If people who are selling bat rat did not have people who buy it and give money, the COVID will not jump to humans. And as somebody said in Augustan, if Don didn't have money, can't buy guns. If he doesn't give money to his cronies, they will not take it and kill each other. And if Don doesn't give money to the people who protect them, will not protect him. So money mashed Wuhan, Augustan, and the world. Is COVID an equalizer where the owner and the employee are the same boat of uncertain future? Is it a reset button where we have to think about what is important to us? Relationship or money? Safety or economy? It made me go into some dialectical thinking and reflection, looked at power gradient. Why we shun from power? And make others who are not qualified and more likely to be a problem take it over. So we need to occupy a place of power, but with the purpose of empowering others. Money can answer many questions, but is source of many evils too. But we need to enrich ourselves and enriching others. Looking at military system, Jamaica Defense Force versus Dawn Defense Force. We have to demilitarize these zones, but protecting the occupants. How we can integrate Jamaica, part of Jamaica leased out to Dons. We have different rules, integrate into Jamaica proper. How we can inspire divine mission and support selfless service, providing inclusive church people, and how we can balance conservation and consumerism and use what we have, the enormous amount of sunlight, water, and wind to produce energy, and blessed land, which can grow anything to grow what we eat, and how we can balance money-based and community-based economy to make it resource-based economy. Meanwhile, youth were facing the pandemic. Some were responding well, helping themselves, preparing, studying, planning, managing. Others were anxious, afraid, blaming, discriminating, stigmatizing, making things worse. Some of them might even have recurrence or occurrence of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which needs help. So challenge in front of me was how we can help some of these kids who come to me to develop some resiliency skills, help them to take care of mind-body connections, help them to undo some of the automatic negative thoughts which influence the feelings and behavior. But what stood out was the complication of pre-existing CriViD, crime and violence disorder, which was endemic to Jamaica by COVID pandemic. And I thought about all the contributing factors and the problems arising, and what was clear is we are in big trouble. So it calls for our new approach from clinic to school and community based, using all technology, learning, teaching, reaching. We need to change from trying to help those who seek help and hope they show up to find people who don't show up and help them, and find people who can be trained to help them. We have to look at all the contributing factors and find mitigating response, collaborating with other agencies and programs that could be sustained. We have to look at all avenues of sustainable funding, which is flexible, and integrate different programs and projects different ministries have to support the families who are vulnerable. And we need to find ways to tap into assistance from different international agencies and have a comprehensive approach to make the intervention successful. Agencies have to network, share tasks, shift tasks, share resources, and collaborate and cooperate. And schools have to think about upscaling pre-existing programs like school-wide positive behavior intervention and support, Dreamer World program, child resiliency program, and such. And also we need to look at different pre-existing programs and put it in our approach. We have to seek help from UWI, UTEC, CARIMENSA, Caribbean Association for Child and Play Therapy, and develop a learning collaborative and render some problem-based learning where we can do some cascade training and create an army of service providers. You might say, we know what to do, then why we are not doing it? Barriers to multi-sector collaboration. Is it money? We are spending money, actually $8.6 billion because of violence-related injuries every year. In fact, it is more than what Minister of Education and Health had together to spend last year, which is $5 billion. And the challenge is how we can be more proactive than reactive, and how we can set out some time for that in spite of our long job descriptions, heavy workloads, and deadlines. How we can shift tasks and share tasks, and how we can share power and visibility, how we can balance competition and collaboration, and people gather on common goals and making the agendas unhidden, how we can operationalize the framework, integrating into policies and programs existing so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel, and how we can change from chronic contemplation to actual action, and foster commitment and resolve to persevere against a lot of obstacles which are inevitable. How we can align this to long-term national goals and program and sustain support across election cycle. If you look hard, as you can see in this slide, synergy can be found. And opportunities for collaboration and cooperation can definitely be found in the existing system. So in conclusion, once we can unite by shedding the red eyes and transforming the bad minds, there's no problem our creativity and ingenuity cannot solve. We are all in this together. If you're not a part of the solution, you are a part of the problem. Friends, let us unite and win rather than divide and fail. Thank you. One love, one heart, one destiny.